Hey to the people, hey to the people. Welcome to No Chaser TV. I'm Chase, and I have just been blessed with so many amazing guests. And look who I have with me, y'all. Oh my God. I'm so full. I have Danny down to the thing. What's going on, Danny?
I'm very happy to be here. So proud of you for finally taking this step to make your dream happen. So definitely ready to help, review this good old episode and get the people on down here to No Chaser. Because
Oh my
you give
God.
it because that's where you give it to us straight with what?
Well, no chaser.
No
I'm
chaser.
trying though. I'm trying, because I'm gay. I'm gonna try to give it to him straight, but
Well,
oh yeah, I'll give it to him straight,
give it
bro.
blunt. Blunt no chaser.
Okay, blunt, no chaser. I would say I give it to him like don't shade the
Oh,
bruh. We should take a drink every time Goshay says bruh from now on because she let the bruhs fly. Danny, thank you so much for stopping by. Um, like I said, everybody y'all is joining in. Make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe. We are at like 80 plus. We're trying to push it to 100. Thank you, everybody who has come from all over the place to follow. And to those who said, hey, we're just going to go ahead and watch Bold and Bougie because No Chase is doing it. I appreciate that. So let's get right into it. It feels like it's been so long since I've talked about these five women. And we're going to go ahead and start it
ooh.
now as we pick up at Crystal's Club Night. And Crystal is unmiking. She's leaving. She's upset at the disrespect from Dr. Princess, as Dr. Princess did go ahead and call her loose. And she lets Malaysia know that she is not here for that. If it was the old Crystal, she would have smashed her upside the head with a glass, but she's not doing that as she's a new reformed Crystal. And the thing about this new reformed Crystal thing is, I guess because I don't know her and don't know of her, when she says that she was like this person and says that she would have done these things back in the day, but she's giving her life to Jesus, hallelujah. Um, I be having a hard time believing it. Do you believe that she would go upside, hit the bitch upside the head with a bottle?
Not one bit. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Crystal. I like you though. I actually like her the most out of everybody.
Me
Surprisingly.
too, surprisingly, but I think it's easier. It's easy for her to say that that's who she was because how are we going to verify? We don't really know nothing about her other than that she's Neil's ex. That's really all we know about her.
And she hates that, and I hate that for her. But this show is doing a good job of erasing that. So Malaysia goes back inside and asks Princess, well, Dr. Princess, excuse me, what exactly happened. And Dr. Princess says, they said that I was weird and they were calling me aggressive. And I am aggressive, but the weird thing I didn't get with, and Malaysia's like, no, tell me what happened. Did you say that in retaliation or did you just come out of the nowhere and just say these things to her? And she again says that it was in retaliation. And in my opinion, the footage shows it was indeed in retaliation, but here's the kicker. It was in retaliation, but she was acting weird first when Crystal got there. So yes, Crystal asked her that in retaliation, but you're not telling the full story. And that girl, I was low-key coming for her. So she sat down because there was no waitress. This is hood. This is like beneath me. This is not giving. And I was kind of like poking her about that, which is why she determined that I was weird and why she determined that I was aggressive. There's no way that she would have known that you were aggressive if you weren't being weird and aggressive leading up to her calling you that. Danny, do you think this is a full truth, half truth? What are you thinking?
It's crazy because before, when Malaysia asked her, did you retaliate by saying she was loose or did you start off, calling her that? In my mind, I thought that she was I felt that she started it. So when they played it back, I was like, But then I thought about it. She definitely came there with some kind of energy. I don't know if it was to prove, like, to get a moment on TV or what, but she definitely came there with some smoke. It seemed directed towards Crystal, like you said about the place. So one could really say that Crystal called her aggressive in retaliation for everything she had already done to her. So
And that is exactly where I'm at with it. She came in hot. Crystal got there last. Where's the waitress? And Crystal was like, they probably was waiting on me to come. But Crystal said it with an attitude because the way it was delivered and received was with a nasty attitude behind it. So Dr. Princess got to own that she was being passive aggressive as well as all aggressive at the same damn time. She's going to have to admit that. And that's what I took from it because at first I was like, I cannot believe I'm gonna have to side with Dr. Princess, and then Sasha got you.
And you know, the thing about Dr. Princess to me is that I feel she was definitely, because she didn't just have that energy towards um, Crystal.
She
She was
said,
giving us some to, the real princess of the show. She was giving her some, some smoke too. And my thing is, the main reason I'm on Crystal's side is I didn't even invite you. You're a plus one. So for you to be a plus one and be feeling, like this is just tired, late, or beneath you because you're not getting the service you want, you don't have to be here because you wasn't invited to begin with.
who are you? Not only that, yeah, she was doing it to Dr. Princess. Excuse me. Dr. Princess was poking Princess at this party. She had a lot to say at the Black Aspen Furs and Bikinis Pancake and Grit soiree. She had a lot to say about it then too. So she just come in all mouth almighty, and I don't think that coming in mouth almighty with nothing around it. We don't know her. I'm not saying that she wasn't properly introduced. This is probably what she brought to the show. Sometimes I feel like, maybe it's the editing. No,
That's who she is.
I feel like this is her, and that's not the type of person I want to be around.
Because Malaysia
Tamika,
don't seem shocked that she kind of went off.
so
She's
she
just
was
trying to
like, "Come
find
on,
out
girl,
what
what you
happened
do?"
first. Yeah. So it seems like Malaysia already knows what kind of person she is.
Hmm. Do you think she would have been great for Married to Medicine? Is she a doctor? What kind of doctor? Does she have a doctorate?
Could be a doctorate. Like I don't know. I'm definitely gonna look her up and see. But
Who is this?
but she's almost already in this clip that I've seen of her. She's already a little bit worse than Heavenly to me. I wouldn't want her over there.
Well, I mean, if anybody could deal with Dr. Heavenly, let
It
me
would
just
be her. But knowing our look, they would team up and it'd be.
let me go ahead. Right. Because this is Tuesday night where we're at right now here. And I know that as you guys are watching this in a little bit, we're going to go on over to the lean and I'm going to be over there kicking it with the Married to Medicine group. And I'm going to let all of my Dr. Heavenly thoughts out there. So you can go ahead and go on over there. Then when you get in over there, come on back over here. Okay. All right. So Tamika is sending out angry group texts as she's upset about the way that the ladies have been arguing in public and acting amongst the group. Everybody pays it. What would you have done if you would have got? That's funny. What would you do if you continued to receive angry group texts?
You would have seen Danny left the chat because
What if
I
they got
understand.
an Android and you can't leave? Because it never what happened once.
I'm a silence the chat and just ignore it because my thing is, we'll get into this later, but Tamika rightfully referred to herself as an auntie because she really is. And my thing is, my aunties are alive, my mama's alive. I don't need somebody I'm working with to come try to treat me like that, especially when you don't exhibit the behavior that you are trying to get us to behave like.
Move around, Auntie.
Yeah.
Now, Crystal and Malaysia meet to go shopping. Oh my God, I had a picture. Let me see if I can find it, you guys, because I got to post that picture. Let me just do that right now, you guys. I'm sorry. I know this is not necessarily professional, but it is worth it. Trust me. Please bear with me as I do this. You will thank me for it. And it's me, listen. I am looking for production assistants. And if you want to be a PA over here at No Chaser TV, it doesn't pay, but you'll laugh. What do you think about it? Is that a good bargaining point?
It
You're not gonna
sure
get
is.
paid, but you'll laugh.
And that's the most important thing.
Yeah, laughter heals the soul.
It really
And
does. Because even when we do all our shows together, Chase, we could be in a foul mood. We may not be in the mood to do it, but I always leave the shows feeling good.
me too. I'm not gonna lie. Like there have been plenty of times where we have been on camera, and it's been like you remember off of everybody. Picture it. Remember during Dreamgirls when they were doing "We Are a Family" at the Rainbow 10th anniversary party, and Dina was like going down the aisle. "Ah." And there's a brief moment where Laurel and Michelle looked at each other like, "All right, girl, here we go again. Let's do it." That's what it gives sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, like. But then when you're up here, we're up here talking. It just is like, where did the time go? We love it, and this is why we've been doing it for umpteenth
Oh.
amount of years at this
Can't show
point.
our age. Can't tell our age though. Can't say how many years because we're gonna show our age.
Mhm. Well, darling, I look younger than the age we've been doing it. Catch, hey, and so do you.
Thank you.
Okay. Um. Now look at this. So they meet to go shopping, and Crystal is definitely excited to go shopping with Malaysia because Malaysia, to her, is her style icon, and this is what Malaysia showed up to in the. Am I
So
being punked, Danny?
no, because I have to be honest, Malaysia has had a lot of questionable fashion choices. Um, in these episodes that I've seen, I almost because there was a time when I thought Malaysia's fashion was it, but I guess if the money is running dry, she gotta maybe she's doing highs and lows, and they not low and right. I don't know, but it just ain't given. Like this is tacky to me.
I'd rather go back to allegedly borrowing clothes. When people were saying she was borrowing clothes to film
I'd rather
scenes.
her be on Sheen. Crystal had on a Sheen necklace a couple of episodes ago, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, for real?
I know because I ordered it.
So Neo, okay, well we won't go there because Neo doesn't particularly like the gays, so I won't say nothing about no Neo. Child. But anyway, she's in awe of Malaysia's fashion sense. And Crystal asks Malaysia if she brought. Now, see, I was with Crystal until this happens. So Crystal just gets straight to the point and asks Malaysia, hey, did you bring Dr. Princess to the event to basically be your mouthpiece and say some things to me that you don't have the guts to say to yourself? And I was caught off guard. Malaysia was caught off guard. I was with her confronting her about it, but
Yeah,
in my work, is that what you got out of that? Girl, what? And
especially
so,
what's the motive? Because
what's the
Malaysia been the
motivation
nicest to
behind
you out of
this?
everybody.
Huh?
I feel like Malaysia has been the nicest to her out of everybody, trying to have her back for
It's
the
just,
most part. So that caught me off guard too.
I think that she's just in fight mode at this point. You be in fight mode, anybody can get it. Very Jocelyn at a reunion, just whacking everybody. I don't know, it was weird. So she says that going forward, she will not be allowed at any of her events and doesn't want Malaysia to bring her around, which is where Malaysia takes umbrage and lets her know that there will be no be Kenya. Do you hear me? That will tell me who and who not to be around. I do what I want to do, in the words of the leaks. And so Malaysia told her basically, listen, that's my friend, and you don't have to like it, but she's going to be around if I decide to bring her around, and you're not going to be able to tell me not to. And so all of a sudden, they just agreed not to be friends. And it was the weirdest thing. Like, okay, I'm so happy to see you. I love your fashion. You set me up. We're not friends anymore. What is this like? I don't want to say this is like a woman thing, but is this why we can't have girl groups?
And Chase, what was crazy for me was I wonder if Malaysia has a complex with people like checking her. Because to me, if I'm telling you that your friend came for me and you can't bring them around my events anymore, that's not me checking you. That's me setting a boundary. Like I don't want this person around me. And Malaysia has used that whole checking me thing a couple of times already. These past episodes. She said Tameka does it when she's dismissive towards them and she tries to check them and stuff. So I don't know if she got a complex with that from the way Tammy used to do her over on the Basketball Wives. But
You know what it is? It's probably the word check itself, since her husband allegedly has not written one in 9 years. We're gonna get to that in just a little bit. Maybe that's what it is. Um, ooh, ooh, that dawned on me. Ooh, that was a little nasty. But it's not nothing to do with her. That has something to do with her ex-husband, not her.
exactly.
Uh, now, what I would think it would maybe, because everybody has their thing. I don't like nobody talking to me in the kind of way. Who are you talking to? You may have a point, but the first thing I'm gonna ask is, who are you talking to? So maybe it was how she said it, because it was like point blank, matter of fact. Your friend don't bring her around, like that. Like you can ask me a little nicer. You can tell me a little nicer. You ain't gonna say it like that.
You know what? You brought up an interesting point because she already had kind of asked Malaysia the whole thing about did you bring her there for that. I think it may have been okay for Malaysia to take it that way, but if she hadn't have said that, even if I'm having that like energy, I'm really talking about your friend. You know what I mean? But in this instance, you're right. After Malaysia haven't been to ask, did you bring her around to do your dirty work? um, then yeah, maybe Malaysia probably was right to ask that. Now I take that back. I'm gonna walk that back.
You mean Crystal?
No, I'm saying Malaysia was probably right to say the whole, "You're not going to check me."
Oh
I'm gonna walk that back because of what she was asked. Did you bring
yeah.
Dr. Princess there? So Crystal kind of set the tone for that
Yeah,
already.
she set the tone for it to be tense.
Yeah,
Her communication skills aren't the best.
she give me she's not used to speaking up, and she got to blurt it all out, and she gets nervous in these situations.
Yeah. I mean, she's with some vets and Princess. So, all right. Gaucher meets with Dr. Heavenly's shrink that has not improved a thing with Dr. Heavenly, and she wants to put the pieces of her life back together again with her kids, as she wants her daughter to move back so she can be closer with her grandchildren, and she wants for her son and their relationship to come together as well. She states that she does not think, when asked, has she forgiven her parents for her upbringing. She stated that she didn't think about it because it was completely rough, speaking to her being molested as a child and no one believing her.
Mm.
Wow, yeah. Um, she wants her daughter and son to move back. With her daughter to move back, as I mentioned, and the relationship with her son is very surface, and she wants that to change as well. And that may be why she's so stoic and cool. She has had a life that we are finding out more and more about as the show progresses. And, I'm sure that was something that'll help her with her healing,
Yeah,
as determining whether or not she's dealt with forgiving her parents or forgiving her family for what was done to her. And in turn, maybe she'll be able to get the forgiveness that she needs from her own children. But it's interesting how things travel through generations of
yeah,
family, and not necessarily molestation in this case, but her wanting to have a relationship with a family that she didn't have, and now not having that relationship with her own family. So that is interesting. Did you have anything to say about that?
yeah. When I was watching this, I first kind of remember because my first thought was, my mother grew up in a foster home for many years. She was abandoned by her parents, and she said to us that she loved on us as much as she could. She made sure we never wanted because it's what she didn't have. She wanted to give us what she didn't have, emotionally and financially. But at first I was gonna say that's a poor excuse to say that you didn't experience that. But I have to remember everybody's different, like everybody don't process things the same. And I think it was nice hearing her open up, see her get emotional. But I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't go to nobody that's treating Dr. Heavily because Dr. Heavily done got worse.
What the hell? When did she start? Is she still going to him? She cannot be.
She
And I
must have
was,
went one time,
I was gonna say,
and all she did was set the appointment.
when did he become a biker? Because like he was wearing suits back then, and now he's all tatted up, and it's just like I'm a cool shrink. I'm not like a shrink. I don't know.
But he seemed to be doing good work with Gocha. Like he got her
Oh
to,
yeah, he got right to the point with her.
yeah. So he seemed to be doing good stuff with her, and I think that's because Gocha was open to it. She really, you could tell she really wants a relationship with her kids, and I think he made her see the light that you didn't heal from what happened to you as a kid, so you're not gonna be able to really do right by them until you do. When he used that analogy about the face mask falling down, you got to put it on yourself before you take care of your kids. That was a very good metaphor.
Yeah, it was amazing. Um, and it's interesting as you were mentioning. My mom wasn't raised by her mother; she was raised by her grandmother, and I think that the amount of love, care, consideration, money. I gotta just be honest, everything that she did with me was a direct result of not having that immediate bond with her parents, both of her parents, but most especially
So
her
we kind of
mother.
have the same situation. Like our mom
Yeah,
did the same thing, but it's funny though because my dad didn't have that from his dad, and he was kind of the same for many years. So I can kind of see, if you're already a tough person naturally, like O'Shea probably is, and like my dad probably is, he hardened up because of going through those things. She probably hardened up too and doesn't know how to really fully be vulnerable.
yeah, she just knows how to cuss a bitch out. Um, Malaysia hasn't gotten child support in 9 years, and she doesn't want it for her. She wants it for her kids. She did not want to go ahead and hurt Gennaro Pargo by pursuing any type of action to get the money from him. But now it's time. We've heard the rumors. I'm not going to repeat it. But baby, my favorite character this whole series so far has been whoever that lady was. She was meeting because they let her say 9 years. Girl, we're going to get your
Oh, the
money
lawyer.
now. Yeah. She was like, hell no. Take him. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna go file it right now. You ain't got to
I
worry
was
about it.
pissed at Malaysia in this scene
Yeah.
because you say you don't want to hurt him, but you hurt your kids by not doing it.
You're hurting the children.
That's who. If you say this is for your kid, and maybe she didn't need to do it because her money was pouring in for 9 years straight. With these shows and stuff that she was on, Basketball Wives and stuff, she was able to provide. But now that well has kind of dried up, and with this being the first season of this show, I can't imagine that she's getting paid a buku, enough
Not
to really,
money, probably not yet.
yeah, enough to really sustain her lifestyle for her and her kids. So she should have been to this years ago because it's not for her. Even if you didn't need to spend it, that money could have been in a trust fund or gaining interest for your children or something, or until a day like this.
I hope he even actually has it.
Well, let me find out.
I'm gonna find out, I'm sure. While that wig sitting up on top of her head, highlight that, but I love it. It's like this thick. I love it. I don't care.
Well, I mean, he's definitely got some. He's definitely struggling. He says his net worth is $500,000. I mean, and again, I'm not gonna say that's struggling because I ain't worth $500,000, so I'm not gonna say that's struggling.
I mean, listen, those kind of struggles I need, honey. You see, I'm moonlighting. I'm working 2 jobs. I'm at the lean. I'm over here at No Chase. I'm moonlighting.
I'm right with you.
Okay. Tameka is hosting her Friendsgiving podcast, and all of the ladies arrive, but Malaysia and Crystal do not speak. Tameka wants to make sure the ladies are in line, not arguing in public, and just overall being embarrassing. That's what I'm getting from it. They pretty much say that she's an auntie, and Tameka agrees that, yeah, I'm the auntie of all aunties. So if you want an auntie, come holler at your auntie. And my first thought was, no, thank you. Not today. I don't want. I'm good on that. I'm good on the auntie thing. What you do? Unless she got some money. She thinks she got some money?
I don't know. Every time I see her talk, it seems like her teeth slipping.
And her hair was not done at Carlos King event.
And I hate that outfit she got in her confessional, the multicolor one. I think I hate it because of her hair. That bang is just so.
Not the bang.
It's a bang yang.
It's a boomerang, honey. Boom, where's that? Okay. So Malaysia says that, I don't want to, I left Basketball Wives because I did not want to be in an environment like this is becoming. I wanted to truly get to know you ladies. So I don't want to know about your businesses. I don't want to know about your exes. I want to know about you. Now, far be it from me, but wouldn't that be an extension of them? I mean, I get what she's saying. Maybe that they always bring it up and it's always a point of talk for them, a talk path for them. Maybe she's saying, that's great, but is there anything else about you that I can know? Is that where she's getting at? Because I think that is a part of their story now. If you're bringing up this every time we get around you, Jessel, Uber, Aaron, Bryn, Sai, Stans Jenna. She didn't really talk about her business. But if you're bringing it up every episode, it probably is annoying and whatever. So I don't know. What did you think about that?
No, I'm in agreement with you. And it's funny to me to see Malaysia, because, one could kind of argue that Malaysia might be the biggest, most recognizable reality TV face, on this show. Mm-hmm. And it's so funny to hear Carlos King having recently talked about a force multiplier so much. And you could kind of see that's what Malaysia is trying to do here, keep the women, together and all these things. But yeah, this is the first season of the show. Let Tameka share what she wants to share naturally. Let it come out naturally. Like, you're forcing out. I'm going to be dismissive and annoying to you guys too. If you just, like you say, if that's all if you don't share, Bitch, sorry. I don't want to share.
Oh, okay. We ain't got 85 people. Hey, y'all. We good.
Bitch, I
We're
don't
making
want to
money.
share. I'm not going to want to share if you consistently bring it up. You know, it's almost like you wanted to do something and somebody fights with you about it, and then hey, go ahead. You got, bitch, I don't want to do it now. Like that's where I'm getting at. And you know, I dated Roger Bob too. Has a bad attitude. um, I get that she's reached the point to where she might be fed up with Tameka. Let me take that back. I think she's right to talk to Tameka the way
No, but
she.
I dated him too. Still got a bad attitude, Danny. She do.
Yeah, yeah, no, and not just that. I'm still not okay with the whole. Definitely won't be a woman.
Well, we're
Definitely
gonna
won't
get
be.
into that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into
So
that.
her smoke is deserved for Tameka.
It's deserved, but she kind of got a bad attitude. She kind of got a bad attitude. She do. And so speaking of being dismissive, at this moment, as Malaysia's pouring her heart out to the ladies, trying to keep them together, uh, Tameka gets up and go grabs coasters. Malaysia says, "This is what we're talking about. You're dismissive. You do things when we're talking. It's not okay." And she said, "I can't help it that you guys go on and on and on. I already know what you guys are going to say. And I'm thinking about, is the kitchen burning down? Do I need to get coasters for you drinks? Is that a read? Is she trying to say them girls ain't have no coasters by putting them? I don't know. It felt just heavy and loaded from Tameka. And she says that, you know, she's just thinking about other things in the moment. And so that gets nowhere. Gocha then asked Tameka about the comment Tameka made about at least not being married to a woman. Tameka says it's true because she's single and she will never, ever, 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 ever be married to a woman. And I knew it. I don't know if you guys watched episodes 2 and 3, but I knew it. I said it was a dig. And, you know, Jay, I'm trying to give it a benefit of the doubt. Ain't no benefit of no doubt when it comes to something like that. You said it. You said what you said. It was homophobic. She's nasty for that. And Tameka, I know you like to watch the show, so if you stumble across this one, plug your ears because I don't need you writing a long rant to me. I don't need you wasting your time doing it because you're a low down, nasty, dirty bitch for that.
She can send me an email, and I'm gonna be as dismissive as her when I get it. Because my thing is, it was you and Gaucher were already going back and forth with each other. I wanted to call it last week when Jasmine was on here trying to give her the benefit of the doubt.
I'm sorry.
But for me, anytime you say something in a heated argument like that or an exchange, it's 9 times out of 10 it's meant as a dig. Because you said it won't be for women. Why say that? Like, why say that at all? What you made it seem that there's something wrong with what Gaucher did, like she settled. She couldn't find nobody else, so she went to the same sex. That's the energy Tameka came off. And you know, Tameka definitely thinks she's better than all of them. That's why she won't get rid of that last name Raymond. We don't need that no more. We know who Tameka Foster is.
That's it. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Come on, tell the truth. Tell it to the people. Go tell it to the people. I know that's right, Daddy. Okay. Baby, you better get me in here going. Because what is that to say? If like what is anyway? She said we're gonna get to it a little bit more. Malaysia is confused as to why Gaucher is even there in the first place. If there's no friends, there's no giving, there's no friends to give. Nobody speaks up in this moment, or it's not played out. It's not edited out. So I'm gonna just say silence is being complicit. Nobody said anything, but Crystal did.
Crystal, she was
Crystal
offended
was
by
like
it.
taken aback.
She said, even though she didn't verbally say it, she said,
She was like,
she
so I
had,
give Crystal a pass.
yeah.
But friend, Malaysia, what up with that? Malaysia tells Princess she needs to walk it like she talk it and say it in the moment yet again because people will walk all over you just as Malaysia's walking all over Princess in that moment. And everyone agrees, but Princess is over it and she's obviously getting annoyed. Malaysia and Crystal then run into each other as Malaysia is leaving and they talk and they hug it out immediately. And Malaysia says she was in the car and she started to see things from Crystal's point of view. Though it's not about Malaysia or Princess, it's about whoever continues to talk about Crystal's Chuckalina.
Mm-hmm.
I almost said something else. I mean, we can't say what we want to say, but dog, talk about Crystal Coochie. Whoever talk about her Coochie, she take it up with them, and I'll take it up with Malaysia and Dr. Princess because that's not her thing. So I feel like she was saying, in essence, that Malaysia was projecting. Not Malaysia, but Crystal was projecting.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with that sentiment wholeheartedly.
Do you think she was projecting?
It's hard. It's hard to say. Um,
I don't know. You don't call me loose.
yeah, like it's almost like what we said. Sometimes when you hear something so much, you're always on edge, and because you have a right to be on edge because it's constantly said towards you. But don't. It's tough unless anybody in this specific group has made that type of comment. Don't give them that energy just yet. But you also know how slick and messy people can be, so it's like you got to be sitting on ready.
Yeah.
I'm Crystal side with everything so far she's done. So
All right. Well, let's see about this one because Princess Gocha and Crystal leave without saying goodbye, as they find out that it's going to be a podcast, so they weren't informed prior to the I almost said the accident. Prior to being invited to the Friendsgiving. Uh, Princess says she thought about just peeking her head back in and saying, "Hey, I'm going to tip on out." And Gaucher says Princess isn't standing up for herself yet again because if she wants to leave, she should just leave and not. I don't really understand what Gaucher's point was because that's why I say she's nasty. I can't even break this down and say what she's trying to get Princess to say because what is it that Princess needs to say in this moment or do in this moment to not be a pushover when you're walking all over her and then when she gets upset about it, she unmics. She says that no one in the group said goodbye, so why is it just her? Now you're joking.
yeah, that was my first thing. Nobody said goodbye. Nobody. So for you to, and first of all, nobody could have said goodbye because Miss Mama said already started her podcast. You're not gonna go walk on the podcast and say, "All right, bye now, I'm leaving." Like you just going.
Did
Most people are
nobody
gonna
say?
take. No, most people are gonna take that at or tell the assistant who want to repeat stuff so badly to other people. Tell her, hey, let her know we left. Because what the only way Princess could tell her was to either wait around for the podcast to finish, and that defeats the point of wanting to leave while the podcast is going on. Because after that, you might as well just stay and enjoy yourself again. So, Gaucher, I like her still. I like Gaucher still, but she keeps clicking down a little bit more and more. Like I want to root for her. I want her. I want to root for her. I can't hear you. Your sound went out. He will be right back, y'all. We have a little bit of technical difficulties, but give him some grace. The show is just starting, and whenever you have something take off for the first time, it's always going to be some technical difficulties, but Chase going to get it. Chase going to get it right. He is a perfectionist and loves to get all details done. So thank you for your patience and no judgment, please. He'll be right back. Sometimes when that happens, you got to log out and log back in.
How about now?
Perfect. I told the people not to judge when things are new. Sometimes you have technical difficulties, and we just work right on through them. I told the people don't judge you. We still,
Well, let
we
me tell
still,
you this: if you came over here and you're going to judge me, it's
yeah, we
best
still,
be
we
prepared to put
still
your dukes
figuring it
up.
out.
Put them up. Um, yes. What were we talking about?
Oh, we were talking about the fact that it's like I like Gaucher, but and I want to root for her, but every episode she's doing something that makes her click down a little bit for me. Like every episode, it's something. It's nothing major, but right here, I felt she was being a hypocrite. You want me to go interrupt that one's podcast and say bye, but you didn't.
I think she is the perfect case of being a victim and a villain at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because on one hand, she chumps Princess every chance she gets, but Tameka chumps her off And it's like, no, that's not right. That's not fair. And it is not right. And it is not fair. And she did say something. Only reason why I'm stepping in right now and keeping my foot on Tameka's edges or lack thereof because she had on a hat too. So she had the hat on. Hair was not really done. You get what I'm saying? Nice
Yeah.
car though. And the only reason why I'm keeping my foot on her edges is because that was homophobic. It is. And if she is
Yeah.
not homophobic, she needs to say something about it. She needs to
And
make a public statement.
and these other women got to be careful with telling princesses stand up for yourself, all that, because they gonna say it to her on the wrong day, and they gonna be the ones she stand up to really quick if they
But
keep.
they need to be the ones like
Yeah,
Gocha and Malaysia, most especially. She almost whipped Dr. Princess ass last week, so they may want to
she was
like.
like, "All right, I'm out."
I might mean I'm just gonna whip Gocha's ass then. Like that's what I think it's all about. Like, girl, leave me alone before I get to kicking ass in here. Y'all gonna be
Mm-hmm.
looking crazy. You better leave me the hell
Because it's
alone.
always the quiet ones when they snap.
Baby, they snap.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, they snap. Make
Yeah.
sure that you guys tune in as you have been the No Chaser Morning Show. Uh, Yesterday was amazing with Wellington, the CEO of the Reality Rundown. Last week we had Sammy, we had Ricky, one of my homegirls that is a producer at the Reality Rundown. Um,
I want to be a
Amazing mind.
CEO. I want to say so bad, boss and CEO here. I want to say
Ah,
that so badly.
we got to have you come on the morning show one day, Danny, because
Yeah,
we talked about it
definitely,
down to the thing.
definitely.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and wrap it up because as all of this is going on, Tameka's assistant overhears the conversation and tells Tameka, who sends an angry late night text saying that she heard them talking ish and she is none too happy about them calling her event ghetto, which did not happen. So Malaysia decides, because she didn't get the text, but she's sick of the back and forth between these frenemies in Goshe and Tameka, to bring them together and go ahead and hash it out. Tameka doesn't know if she likes Goshe much because there is always something with Goshe. True. Uh, she brings up the ghetto comment, and Goshe clarifies that the ghetto comment was regarding Princess stating that she didn't know if taking a to-go plate would be
Yeah.
considered ghetto, not that her event was ghetto. And then Goshe says, you know, these arguments that they're having is beneath her, bruh. I should have counted how many bruh she said, bruh, it's beneath me, bruh. And I was like,
We'd have been drunk.
oh,
We'd have been drunk.
there's the butch. I mean, is that okay for me to say?
So you've been saying she don't want to take out the garbage and stuff.
She's definitely got a she definitely is what do they
I know I
call it? A
want her to
soft
put a wig
stud?
back. I want her to put
She's
a wig back on.
she's a soft stud. How about that?
She's
Yeah,
a
because a little
tomboy.
way like it don't work for everybody. You're not
She a
feeling a little way
tomboy.
like it.
It's
Or,
her just saying, "Hey, don't lay down right."
but she does hair.
That's what I'm saying. And in her confessionals, her hair be popping. Baby, give me this every day.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Like maybe she just ready to don't know she gonna fight Tameka, so she just go
Oh
all
yeah,
in.
that too. Because baby, one thing about I got to be ready to fight. Mm, mm. And that's why her hair not done. Tamika's hair not done. Tamika's hair was done in that
No,
scene.
yeah,
Tamika was off camera. I'm just saying it because it's funny to me that like her hair wasn't done. It's supposed to be Tamika the Raymond, but I mean,
yeah,
sometimes her hair not done. Hello.
this is okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It wasn't a bad thing. It's just I was shocked that her hair was not done, and she walked out of the event with Martell Holt. That's what she walked out with, and maybe that's why uh Monyetta was down to the Atlanta Housewives saying that this relationship between Sheree and Martell was fake because he dating a couple of girls that she knew. Booyah!
Spill it, spill it.
Booyah! That's my girl.
Give
Anyway,
it to us, no chaser.
hey. So with that being said, as they finish out this argument, Goshe says that this is beneath her, bro. And Tamika doesn't say anything in the moment, but that she sends angry text messages after to be someone who is so opinionated and so domineering when it comes to these type of situations. Uh, Tamika says that her inner child is not going to fight with Goshe's inner child, and that Goshe is mad and she needs to get some dick so she won't have a habit of waking up on man. And again, this
Double down.
proves the point that she is homophobic. At this point, if you're not homophobic, you need to stop making these remarks. And I understand that women of certain, let me not say that. I understand that people of certain ages think that these remarks are still okay to say because it's not just exclusive to women. So I don't want to do that. People of a certain age think it's okay to make those remarks, to throw slick, dry shade about people being gay. But at this day and age, Bookie Doo, you can lose everything. So them little edges that you had on down to the Martell event, you can lose them edges. And not only that, you can lose me because as of this moment, I don't fuck with you.
But not just that, Chase. Her boss is a homosexual. I hope he tear her ass
Well,
up.
let me ask Carlo. Carlo, what you think about her throwing all these gay shade? Because she's throwing it.
He's definitely gonna call it out at the reunion, though.
You think I'm gonna get a reunion? They need one. I would love one, like a one
Yeah,
episode thing.
they need you. And if Love and Marriage DC can get one, this can get one.
What was that? Tameka says Gocha is mad. Oh, speaking of Love and Marriage DC, you guys make sure that you go over and see Winter's interview at with the reality rundown that aired last week.
Oh, I like Winter. I'm gonna go watch.
She's not holding back, baby. She let them
like
girls have it on the interview. Do you hear me?
I loved her the minute she came on that show. I thought she was doing too much at first, but then I said, you know what? She's giving them just
With
what
the
they need.
Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
I need to sign my papers and get my divorce. Yes. So to round this out, she says that she needs some dick, and that way she won't wake up on mad. Malaysia says that Tameka has a habit of getting her feelings out and not allowing other people to express their feelings and dismissing the situation again. And Gocha says that she wants an apology from Tameka that is never going to come. Tameka says that whatever she said hindsight is 2020 and that they should just agree to disagree. Gocha says that wherever Tameka acts up, she will be getting beat up. What did you think about the last of this scene? I've already said what I thought. What did you think, Danny, about the rest of this?
It's like you say, just Tamika's a bitch. Like I'm sorry, there's no other way to say it. And you know, Malaysia is 100% correct. The reason that Tamika sends out these text messages instead of saying stuff in a moment is so she don't have to deal with a reply. You know, when the text come back in, she probably just delete it and don't even read it. She said what she had to say, and that's that. So it is dismissive. She's being dismissive there with them. She's kind of not looking at Gocha. She's, you know, she's fidgeting, doing other things, and I'm with Gocha. Get her wherever she act up. My mama used to pop me in the grocery store because I acted up in the grocery store, so get her too.
Yeah. Wherever you act up is where you will be.
Yeah, effed up.
Yes, absolutely. Danny, I want to thank you for coming in and sitting
Thank
with
you
us
for
here.
inviting me. We definitely
No
want to do everything we
problem.
can to have this take off because you have a passion for it. You're good at it, and it shows. You always put your heart and soul into these things. So I want nothing but greatness and success.
Well, thank you so much. And working with someone like you over the past few years, we won't say how many.
Yeah, because
Actually, we did our first show together.
we did. We're the same ones. We're both fill-ins. Ended up being permanents.
Isn't that crazy, man?
And
Is that
we
when
were on the same
when you don't
side.
show when you don't show at the rehearsal and Massino's bringing two new members of That's a Child?
What we did, we said turn the wigs around, and we stayed.
I know that's right, Effie L'Oreal and Gina. With that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. You guys have been saying that you want us to do Summer House. I'm gonna make an announcement about it soon if we're gonna do it or not. But you know, I don't really have a choice because y'all my people, and that's what y'all want to see. I'll do it. You know,
You got to get them what they want.
you gotta get it.
As long as they hit that subscribe button, you're gonna give them what they want.
And click the notification bells if you want us to go live. So I'm not talking to myself in this thing, okay? With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Danny, again, thank you for joining us. Like, comment, and subscribe. And we're going to go ahead and bid you guys adieu. So peace.